For everybody, welcome back to NoFakinSports. I'm your host, David Kincaid, and I kind of got something different for you today. I wanted to kind of give you guys a little insight on what I'm yelling at the TV when Ben Arbuckle was doing his press conference and just let you guys know what I'm thinking when I'm watching it. Uh, if you're not new to the channel, then you already know I don't care for Ben Arbuckle. I'm not gonna mince words about it. Just is what it is. I never cared for him, never wanted him. I made previous videos about that before, even when he was hired. But just hearing what he says in the press conference and the salad that comes out of his mouth and the coach speak, I just so we're gonna go ahead and do a reaction to that. Give you guys my thought process on that. So let's get into it. Let's go.
All right, got Tennessee this week. Ooh, that's loud. Got Tennessee this week. Coming off a game where, felt like we left a lot out there, whether it was from an execution or a detail standpoint, just felt like we missed some opportunities out there on the field. But never once did I question our kids' effort or their physical.
You missed a few opportunities to run the football. That's what you missed. You had a bunch of those opportunities, but you chose otherwise. The offensive coordinator.
Physicality or their will to win, and even with everything that kind of happened in the game, still had an opportunity there late to go tie it up and didn't get done. So just got to be more detailed at practice, get after it, and move forward. And because we got a good team that we're going to be playing this week, traveling to Tennessee. So with that, I will take some questions.
I don't really see a problem in, aside from the penalties, I don't see a problem in execution and effort in the guys that are playing. I don't. Because when we run the football, them linemen get after it. And the running backs, they actually get after it. So they're being physical, they're running through people. No, we haven't broken a lot of just big plays wide open because we haven't run the football. We're running the football in asinine situations. And it's just not working. But when we actually buckle down and we run the football, I'm not talking about jet sweeps and quarterback power and all that nonsense. When we're turning around and handing the ball off to Xavier Robinson, we're smoking. When we're running the football downhill and we letting offensive linemen get after it.
Yeah, Ben, we saw Dion Burks.
I'll be honest with you, I don't like his demeanor. He's like he don't have a care in the world. Like everything is just fine. We just got to execute better. That is.
Early in the year, have some really good production. Maybe over the last 3 or 4 weeks, just the production hasn't been there as much. Just where is he at in this offense, and how do you guys kind of maybe get him more involved?
Yeah, Dion's a talented kid who's been.
I don't like that question. I don't like that question for the simple fact that now he's asking, how are we going to get Dion Burks more involved? Are you suggesting we need to throw the ball more? Is that what you asking? You worried about a wide receiver's numbers? Because I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, the wide receivers have done plenty. The running backs, we need to get them more involved. That's who needs to get more involved. Not Mateer throwing the ball more.
2 weeks
Not Dion Burks catching the ball more.
Technical standpoint and a straining to finish standpoint. It showed up in the game too. Whenever you look at him away from the ball, sprinting to the ball, trying to pick up a block, and always just trying to be in position if something were to go awry. Dion's a talented kid. Just finding ways to get him the ball out in space and operational space, because he has the ability just with his.
Let me help you out, coach. You know how you get Dion Burks out in space? By having more guys around the box. When you got linebackers that have to stay around the box, you get one-on-one situations outside and down the field and over the middle, because they have to step up because you are trying to run the football. When you run the football, the depth of the linebackers changes. When you can run the football, they're 3 yards off the line of scrimmage. They're 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. Their depth deepens with the more that you throw the football. The more that you run the football, their depth comes down a little more. That's the brilliancy of football. You obviously haven't figured it out yet.
His quick twitch and his speed to catch and go and outrun somebody, you know. So just got to keep on working with him. And you know, there's times in that game where, you know, the ball probably should have found him a time or two, and for one reason or another, it didn't whenever we were out there. But Deion's been really consistent out at practice, so I'm really proud of the way that he's been attacking practice and getting after it.
Don't get me wrong, Deion Burks is a hell of a football player. Isaiah Satania is a hell of a football player. We got a good wide receiver room. Jaron Kanik is playing amazing in tight end. But we're throwing the ball too much. Those guys get more yards per catch if we are running the ball more. That's what it is. They're going to get their one-on-one situations. You're going to have more explosive plays downfield. People always ask, why don't we have enough explosive plays downfield? Because they're sitting back there in 4 deep. You can't throw the ball deep all the time when they're playing quarters. Come on, man. This stuff isn't hard. It's not hard stuff. It's not rocket science.
Ben, we talked to John last night. Took a lot of ownership for everything that happened on Saturday. Just, I'm not saying like his confidence dipping, but how you keep him positive, and is that like one of the first times where you've seen him just look like little out of sorts compared to what you normally see?
Yeah, you know, it's no secret, and John said it. You know, he didn't play his best ball, but I don't think that's all on John. Where there are moments where you'd like for him to be on point and deliver the ball where it needs to, or make the toss whenever he needs to. Absolutely, but I also look at myself in the mirror whenever that happens. What did I not do throughout the week to get connected in that? And so, you know, John knows that he has to play better, but I don't think in any way, shape, or form his confidence is just shaken. You know, he didn't play his best. He knows that. I know that. We all know that he didn't play his best, but the way that he came in Sunday and came in Monday and owned the mistakes that he had. I mean, he didn't try to make excuses for things. You know, he didn't do that. He just owned.
A player like John Mateer, if he's not a Kyler Murray, if he's not a Baker Mayfield, if he's not a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, a Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, you give him less opportunities. You don't have to give him 50 opportunities a game to make a play. That is too much for one player, especially John Mateer. Him throwing the ball 38 times and running it another 15 is giving him too many opportunities. That's 53 opportunities for John Mateer. He is not him. When those opportunities should be 20 rushes for Xavier Robinson, 15 for Torrey Blaylock, and then split the rest of that crap up. And I'll get more production out of my quarterback eventually, because he'll have less opportunities to make mistakes. The defense is on their heels. They have less opportunity to tee off on him because we're in 5 wide and they know it's obviously a freaking pass. Put the quarterback in better situations, coach. That's your job.
It and said, I got to be better. And you know, and that's the only thing you can do. I mean, looking at myself too, I had to look at myself and say, I got to be better, you know? And so I don't think his confidence is shaken at all. He's a mature kid. He's a tough kid, and just how he's been Sunday and Monday with our walkthrough practice yesterday, he was really really good.
Got me over
And
here
so
glitching.
excited to see
My
him
blood
throughout this week of work,
pressure
and excited to see him play on Saturday.
going through the roof.
Xavier Robinson had a real stellar game, especially that third quarter. How significant is it to have him rolling, and will we see a lot of him in the future?
Yeah, I mean, you'll definitely see X out there, and
This is the lies that he told in the leading up to the season. Yes, we're going to run the ball. Yes, the Jade and Nod. And I said that is not who he is proven to be. And then the first game, he showed us who he was.
thought he gave a real spark to the entire team, to the entire stadium. Just
No
being
crap,
tough to
he gave a
tackle,
spark.
being physical, being violent, and popping off that big run. That was huge for the momentum of the game. And you look on that play, Isaiah Centenia and Giovanni Gibson are straining downfield, picking up those key blocks for him after he, made an unbelievable play in the hole to bounce it out and get out there. But just the way that he has been running consistently, physically, running through trash, breaking arm tackles, and being tough to take down. It's awesome. It's the player that he is. He's big. He's strong. I mean, y'all saw he's pretty fast too. He's talented, and so I'm excited to keep on getting X going.
Yeah, we're going to see.
Yeah, Ben. After the game, I think Fabeshi said that Ryan Foje.
When Torrey Blaylock got going, the very next game, we never got back to him. Torrey Blaylock has yet to have back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. Why? Because he's not given enough opportunities. That's why.
You're evaluating players, but as far as like self-evaluation and sequencing of play calls, everything like that, how do you sort of self-evaluate after a game?
Yeah, how do you self-evaluate?
You have to watch it a couple of times. You watch it a couple of times for a few different things. You watch it to see how the flow of the game went. You watch it to see the execution of what you called, and then you watch it to see would I have done something different in this situation. And I'm pretty sure every coach ever could say I might do something different in that moment, in that situation. But between myself and our staff, a lot of things we had. If we get in this situation, this is what we're going to go for right here. And it's easy to look at hindsight and say, oh, man, I would have done that. But whenever you go in there with the confidence that we went in there, I felt good about it. There's always self-evaluation that has to happen. But the biggest self-evaluation that I took away from it for my own self and my own perspective is finding ways to make us execute better, make us more detailed. Right, and that's not on the kids. That's on me. How can I be better at practice? How can I be better at installing a game plan to leave zero gray area and have maximum clarity? And that happens after a win and a loss. And you always are trying to find ways to get better. Always trying to find ways in practice to implement things maybe you struggle at or things that you're good at but you want to get great at. And so that's the biggest part of the self-evaluation piece to me is how can I have these kids play in such a way that they are going to be successful. And, that's the biggest thing to me.
The key thing that he said there is find a way to where we execute better. So in his thought process, everything that he calling is just fine. We're not executing. John Mateer's not making the throws. This is the problem that I have. You are the offensive coordinator. If we're not executing what you're calling, then your play calling is trash. Let's just call it what it is. Self-evaluation, I would have much rather, I watched a interview with Steve Sarkisian, and Steve Sarkisian said specifically, in order for the University of Texas to be better, we have to find a way to run the football. We have to find a way. I'm trying, but he didn't throw it on his offensive line, but Texas has offensive line issues. Their running backs aren't 100% healthy. They're not able to run the football. That's why they can't get Arch Manning going. He does not see it at all. It is completely lost on him. He doesn't see it. He doesn't realize that he needs to run the football more. He thinks it's an execution problem. He thinks he needs to get John Mateer going. He thinks he needs to get the wide receivers in better position. He's, oh yeah, I'm happy for X. We're gonna see him more. How about you could have said, yeah, after watching that tape, I look back and I say, I should have gotten Xavier Robinson more carries in the fourth quarter because I completely forgot about him. It's just a bunch of coach speak, say a bunch of words and still say nothing at the same time. But self-reflection, that was the best question I could have heard, other than when are you gonna run the football more blatantly to his face?
With Xavier, you mentioned that he gave the offense a spark. We saw that against Missouri last year at Alabama. I guess what does it take into game 7, game 8 to kind of feature him heavily when he's shown that he can do that before in the SEC?
Yeah, I mean, I think the season's a whole body of work. I think the year's a whole body of work. And whenever you look at that running back room, I mean, throughout spring ball and fall camp and even the early parts of this season, there was a lot of guys doing a lot of really good things. You know, people just see things that happen at the game. But, you know, I think it's all a body of work. And X is a great practice player, but I think we have a lot of good kids on our team who execute at a high level. And so, you know, it was never a question of X can do this or X can't do that. Like that was never once said, but it's just a whole body of work throughout the year. And X is ultra consistent and been making the plays whenever they come his way and playing tough and physical and being really reliable for us. So just like I said earlier, I can't wait to get him going even more.
So his question to you, Coach, was if Xavier Robinson has proven to be a good running back against good teams, defensive teams like Alabama and Missouri, why hasn't it been an emphasis to get him going from the beginning of the season? And your question was he's a good practice player and other guys have done other good things. There's no emphasis on running the ball with this man, guys. None whatsoever. He doesn't care. You see it in his answers. See his answers for what they are. A bunch of garbage. Get him out of here.
Been tailbacks gone over 100 yards.
Sick of it.
I think you've turned the corner on the running game and found things you can build off of and know.
Here come a bunch of more nothing. Somebody asked him about the running game. Good job.
You can say that there's a lot of stuff to build on. And it all just comes down to a mindset and a certain physicality that you have. And the kids the young men have done a great job of bringing it every week in practice and our inside drill and being intentional with it and taking the field.
Being intentional with it.
With the intent of we're going to move somebody. So absolutely, it's something that you can build on. It's been nice to get it going a little bit, but you know it ain't good enough. You know, it's not. We got to keep on getting better.
What ain't good enough? You telling me the players' effort and what they're doing when we actually run the football, you mean to tell me it's not good enough? Or are you saying we're not calling run plays enough? What's not good enough? What the hell are you talking about?
Better at it. It's never going to be good enough. I mean, there's always things that we can do better, especially in that department of running the ball as a whole offensive unit. And so it's taking that, by the horns and attacking it every single day in practice and watching it show up on game day.
Obviously, Isaiah had to.
In practice and watching it show up on game day. He thinks his game plan is fine. He's essentially putting it, every time he talk about practice, performance, and game day performance, he's putting it on the players. He didn't put any of that onus on himself. He's clueless. Look at him. He's clueless.
Really explosive catches for you guys, and then at the end he has a.
This is not a football coach, guys. I'm sorry. This is not a football coach.
That game.
John talked last night just about how important it is to be disciplined with your eyes, specifically in this offense, and how maybe this offense is a little simpler than others around the country. I was just curious if you could elaborate on that and how maybe you can help him see the field better.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is being disciplined with your eyes and your footwork. Your eyes and your footwork, they win, and that's in any offense. That's,
We know that.
my system, anybody's system, eyes and footwork at the quarterback position, they always
So
win.
he's putting it back on
It
John
goes
Mateer.
back to your eyes and footwork. And the best way that I can help him is at practice, and it's just demanding it out of him, and demanding perfection. You're never going to get it, but just demanding it. Hey, this drop, be perfect with it. Hey, it's covered over there. Get your eyes off of it quicker. It's fine. Go on to the next one. If it's not there, don't hang on to it trying to make something happen. And that's how I can be better for him, just specifically out at the practice field. But,
I'll tell you how you make John Mateer better. Hey, make sure we got this handoff in the right placement. Hey, make sure you give a pass look after you hand the ball off every time. Hey, make sure that play action fake is a little more real instead of just something that we do. That's how you can get John Mateer better. Protect your quarterback, coach. That's your
the
job.
other way I can be better for him is, again, I'm always instilling confidence in him, always instilling belief in him.
Ain't nothing wrong with John
And,
Mateer's confidence. You said that already.
He has no shortage of confidence. He knows that myself and Coach Venables believe in him to the nth degree. But, just reminding him of that. But
Oh, it's a bunch of nothing.
excellence at practice.
It's a bunch of nothing.
The quarterback run game was so effective for you guys early in the season. It hasn't been the last few weeks. Why do you think it hasn't been as effective, and how important is it getting that going again, being a part of this offense?
Yeah, I think
Whoever he works for that just asked this question, he need to be fired. The quarterback run game is not what we need. We got way too much of it. I don't know who that was. Get him out of here. The quarterback run game making it more of a part of the offense. No. Hell no. I bet he would love to do it.
a few things go into that. I think maybe one thing could be whether it's the decision making from John on a certain few things, or it can be just execution in the block itself. But also at the same time, as coaches, we have to continue to find ways to make it effective for them, because it is a tool that can be utilized. I mean, a lot of teams around the country utilize it. It's a tool that can be utilized. We just have to keep on finding ways to make it as successful as possible, put these kids in position to be successful and play and execute with the detail that requires for any play to work. And so just something that we have to continue demanding, straining on, and get rolling.
Coach, what have you seen from Tennessee defense on film so far? What have you noticed about them?
They're a disruptive bunch. I'm pretty sure they lead the league in turnovers, and they're up there at negative plays. I think they're just behind our defense. I mean, they're a disruptive bunch. They do a great job getting you to third down, and they thrive in third down. You know, they it's almost this is a no crap statement here, but like they
No Sherlock. You can't give me something more detailed what you've learned about Tennessee's defense because you probably haven't even looked. You just working on, hey, if I do me, I'm going to be fine. And I'm going to give you a pass because you might not want to share what you know about Tennessee's defense. I wouldn't give a damn. I'll tell you, Tennessee's defense know about Tennessee's defense. You're not. A lot of these coaches, they think that they keep such great secrets. I'd be messing the other coach's head up. I'll tell all your business. And have you in panic mode. Yeah, I know they like to do this. They typically like to do this. They love to do this. This is what they're good at. This is what they're not good at. This is what I'm going to attack. You know why? Because I'm the type of football coach that runs the football. I'll let you know what's coming. Stop it. Stop me from getting 4 yards. Stop me from getting 5 yards. Because I'm good enough to where I'm going to open my playbook even with running the football. There's plenty of ways to run the football. And there's different ways I can attack you running the football. And I ain't talking about the old school triple option. I'm just talking about straight up running the football. I can run traps. I can run counters. I can run jet sweeps. I can run power. I can run draw. There's lots of ways to run the football. So I just don't believe in this guy. I don't. And I believe in this team. I do. Truly I do. But I feel like I have to wait for him to figure out that we can run the football and it's not going to be a consistent thing. It's going to be a game we run the football, then 2-3 games we don't run the football. A game we run the football. That's why I said I don't think we're going to go win this for the rest of the season. I'm not even going to play no more of this, guys. It's all crap to me. I don't care about the rest of it. I have had people in my comments say that we won't win another game. I am not of that belief. I am of the belief that at the bare minimum, we can win 2 more games. At the bare minimum, we can win 2 more games. So, but that comes with, is he going to run the football? On those particular 2 games that he decides to run the football, we win those games. Guys, it's not rocket science. When we have rushed the ball for 40 times or more, we have been successful. We can beat anybody in the nation if we run the ball 40 to 50 times a game. So if that's the idea, if you go back and you look at the records, which I've already done the videos on, you know that that's the winning formula. Why is it so hard to get a coach to follow the winning formula? Because when y'all come out here and y'all do all this other stuff, you score 6 points on Texas. You score 3 points against Texas. You get 0 points in the fourth quarter when you and gave the other team 9 when you were winning the game. And it's so frustrating that it's really as simple as that. You wouldn't think that it was that simple. You wouldn't think that it would be that easy. But it is. I don't understand it, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. But we got a football game Saturday against Tennessee. I know the defense is going to play pretty good. I know they're going to get some stops. What are we going to do offensively? that should not. When you don't have an identity offensively, that is crazy. When you don't know offensively, we about to go put up some points because we about to run the football. When we had Lincoln Riley, we didn't question the offense. The offense was above question. You didn't have to worry about what Kyler Murray was going to do. You didn't have to worry about what Jalen Hurts was going to do. You didn't have to worry about what Baker Mayfield was going to do. And even when we had Spencer Rattler, you knew that he might mess up here and there, but he gonna score. He gonna get the offense going. We still had a run game. But into the Brent Venables era, shit. Even when Jeff Lebby was the offensive coordinator, yeah, he had a 10-2 season. He also had a 6-7 season. I remember because I was making videos then talking about how we had no run game. Enter Oklahoma State and Kansas game, no run game. Clock mismanagement. Can't win the time of possession. Jeff Lebby goes away and we panic and give Seth Luttrell the job because he was already there. He didn't know what the hell he was doing. And then we actually I thought we had a process because he was fired in the middle of the season. So he had plenty of time to evaluate and assess to hire an offensive coordinator. And you came up with Ben Arbuckle. Mm, mm, mm. Seat is hot. We ain't even have an AD. We ain't gonna run Brent Venables out of town. I know as much as there's people that want to run Brent Venables out of town, and then there's people that don't want to run Brent Venables out of town. I don't want Brent Venables to go anywhere. I don't. But I need y'all to find a way to go over to Knoxville, Tennessee, and offer that man some money. I don't care if we got to have 2 head coaches. Y'all need to go pay Josh Heupel. Because with his offense and our defense, we're winning national titles. At least 6 of them. Because ain't neither one of them too old to where they can't coach. I don't care if Brent Venables got to take a demotion and just become the defensive coordinator. And you go get Nick Saban. And give each one of them $20 million. I don't give a damn. Find it. And make this the highest paid coaching staff. I promise you players will take less money to play for this coaching staff. We wouldn't have this debacle that we have now. Y'all better figure it out. This is getting ridiculous. Y'all. All them great football minds we got up there. And y'all can't figure this out. Give me a job. I bet you if I all the right people in the right place, I bet you we wouldn't have this offensive coordinator mess we got going on. Let me hire him. Let me find you one. I already did a video where I found you plenty of coaches that either A, had NFL experience or had won a national championship. You need both of those. So there's a big list of candidates that fit that description. Go find them and pay them. This is not tryout university. This is not come here to improve your career university. I need established. I ain't saying old, but I need an established football coach that knows what he's doing, calling these offensive plays. There are plenty of coaches around the league that want to run the football. Go get one. That's all I got, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I know it was long, but this is what I had to get off my chest for today. Prediction for tomorrow? I don't know. I'm not going to give one. Only thing I'm going to say is we go on the road and we get a dub somehow, some way. Them boys is going to get it done. Till next time, Boomer.